Okay, when you start, go to the Array Explorer. Click on that. Then you'll log in. I'm going to log in as me for now. You can log in as anybody. Click on, put your password in. Whatever your password is. You want to go for new inspection. Part. Hit next. Then we are doing the 3250, 94, whatever one you're going to do of the four. They're all here. So let's click on that one. We want to do we don't want to do startup weld. That was for other stuff. We don't use that anymore. Click on this one right here. Finish. Now you're going to put your part. When you start off, you're going to go part. 3, 4, and 5 are your first ones that you check that get thrown away. Then you go 40, 80, 120, and 160. So we got part number 3. We hit finish. We're ready to check a part. What will happen is the screen will come up and it'll show you where exactly to go for your ultrasound, where to test your welds. There's your first one. So you take your part. I already have stuff on here. So what you want to do is set it on the metal, not on the spot weld, and you're going to hit setup. When you see the pink there, you know you're good. If you're not good, when you go to check a weld, something won't be right. It'll be way off. So now that you have the setup done, now you're going to take and put it on the first weld. This has a lot of stuff on, but that's okay. I've been checking the part. Hit get. As long as you're 4.5 or higher, you're good. As long as you see it in there, the 4.5 or higher up there, then you hit pass. Now if you go to the screen, you'll see how it moves to the next weld.
Point again, please.
Goes to the next weld right there. Come over to the part. That's your second weld right here. You line it up. You hit get on the remote. You notice it's 4 or 5 or higher, which is good. You hit pass. Now here's another way to do it. You see where we're going to the next weld. It keeps moving. We go, let's put some ultrasound lube on there. Put it on your weld. You can use the screen too with the style eye. You can do get. You're good. You can hit pass. Move on to the next one. Get. Pass. Now just follow. It jumps to the back now, back there. So we want to flip it. That's back here. So you get it on there as best you can. Get. Pass. Now it jumps to the next one. Let's say you don't have enough lube on there and you go on there. You'll get an error. It'll say AIR right in this screen. Let's try that. Get. That's 8.5 means there's not enough lube. I will show you when it shows you air where it doesn't have enough lube at all. See how it says air? That means you don't have enough lube on there at all. You've got to put lube on there. So let's do that. Let's put some lube on. Set it back on the same weld that said air. Hit get. Now you got 5.9. So now you're okay. Whenever you see the error, AIR, that means you don't have enough lube on the weld to check it. So
Okay.
that's about it.
What about qualifying different materials?
As you go to, let's go through a whole part. When you go to a different metal, if you go to check the weld and you get weird numbers that don't make sense, then what you do is automatically go to the spot on the part that isn't the weld, that is the same thickness as you're checking, and do the setup. Once you do setup and you register setup like that, then you know you're okay. When you go to check a weld, if something's wrong, even after that, it'll tell you something's wrong. Maybe you're on the wrong piece of metal.
Okay, so when we go to check the welds on the brackets of the 45 and 46.
When you go to check the side brackets and it points to them, what you'll do is you'll set your ultrasound tip on the bracket itself and hit setup. And then you'll get your setup thickness for your bracket. Then you'll go and you'll measure your welds, because your brackets and your housing and your hooks are different thicknesses.
So the machine tells you to move to that particular weld, and you tell the machine that you're changing material by hitting setup.
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll set up for this one first on the bracket. You'll check 8 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you'll come to the back and you'll check these 6. You will set up here. Do your
And
setup.
you will be required to set up
Yes.
for those 6.
You'll do your setup, then you'll check your 6. Then it'll jump over to your side brackets.
You will set up.
You'll do your setup, then you'll check 4. Since these 2 side brackets are the same thickness, you don't have to do setup twice.
That makes sense.
Just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And then when you're done, you will hit next unit, and you'll type in part 4, part 40, whatever your next part is. Just keep track of your number.
Okay.
So that's
So when you're done with that, you just hit next unit, go to there, and then you would obviously do a 49. If you don't have anything to do, like we might not tomorrow, you just stop.
right. And if you got a 40 and 80, you're going to do 40, 80, 120, 160, 200. That's the sequence. Every 40 you do.
All right.
Once you're done for the day, let's say, you will go back and there's end inspection. So whatever you've done for the day, you'll hit end inspection, save, it'll save. Now it's done. You can turn it off, click the X, turn off, shut down. That's it.
All right. That concludes it.
I think